G'day guys and welcome to today's MY update video. Once again, before we get into it, could you please hit that like button, leave a comment down below, let me know how you went during today's London session. Quite an eventful one for myself, 3 trades, 1 win, 2 break-evens. The break-evens on GJ, now some of you might think maybe I overmanaged things. For me, no, because first of all, I know it works by keeping my losses small. Second of all, I have reason to do so. Now, for me, the trade, when I'm in a trade, I'm anticipating it's going to make the move, and it's going to make the move fast. So when I'm stuck in a trade, for instance, on this GJ trade, which was here, that was the entry, that point there, and it keeps pulling back, and especially with the London Open volume coming in, which can be very unpredictable, I choose to manage it. And I'm satisfied with that. I don't give a shit if it flies afterwards. It's just the way I've chosen to manage the trade, because there's going to be times where it will melt and go against me. And I'm saying to myself, fantastic, that's good. I managed the trade, got out break even. It happened last week on stream on GJ. Managed the trade, got to break even. It was the best decision because it ended up going the opposite direction. So I know sometimes it means I'm going to miss out. Sometimes it's going to save me. It's just the way I manage things. Might be other guys out there who stream and do not choose to manage their trades in drawdown. Up to them. If it works for them, that's fair enough. This is me. This is how I go about it. And if you accept it or you don't accept it, it's just what works for me. Enough of that. I think it might have been a few who disliked the stream, maybe because they didn't take profits. Who knows? Or maybe because they let it go the wrong way, or maybe they just didn't read the analysis. Whatever reason, that's all good. All right. Enough of that. Let's move forward. Look at what we got today. Very tricky day, obviously, with CPI. Not only that, look what we got a little bit later on, FOMC. So that's in the evening for those of you in the UK. Obviously, afternoon for those in America. AM for those of us over my neck of the woods. All right. So looking at GJ. So let's look at things once it's starting the higher time frame. So the daily is now approaching high the previous candle. Very critical level, because if we are to continue bullish, we're likely going to pop above. Close above. I'd be looking for the closure above, continuation once I go down to the lower time frame. Doesn't mean that we can't continue bullish upon a pullback. That's an option. But now we're at level on the 4-hour. We're at a 4-hour resistance. We could look for our potential rejection against the bias, against the trend, against the structure. Once again, as I mentioned on stream today, don't be fixated by a bias. Have options in either direction. Right now, GJ's at a level where, yes, we could potentially buy it, but I want it to pop above that resistance. Right now, it's at a level where, yes, we could potentially sell it, but you got to ask yourself, what do you want to see? All right, so right now on GJ, we've paused. Had a bit of a pause at that previous level of resistance, the 4-hour resistance. So what we've done on the 30-minute is form a support. Let's see what we've done on the 15-minute. Form some multiple levels of support. Based off this, if price begins to pop below, retest this support in the 15. Close below it. If you can correlate that will add confluence of the 30-minute closing back, a strong bearish candle, by all means, I would look to sell it. By all means. I would definitely be interested in selling it below, or back below into that range below, or put sells below. Now, having said that, the buys. So obviously, if this just melts and you can't get involved in a sell, you guys know how I feel about just impulse entries. And you're looking to the left now, this software could potentially pull back to. We've got this level around that 192.50, which I mentioned on stream at the end of the stream. That is the level I look for price to pull back to once again form support, to look for my potential buy option and take it back up. So if we put in buys above. Now, further buy options above the high. It looks like it could break shortly. Whether you trust the volume or not, GJ just hasn't had the legs these days. The candles are so much smaller than what they look big, but there's nowhere near as much margin in those candles as what we know of GJ in the past. So preferably, I like to see a closure, but if nothing else, let it break. I don't recommend it, but what I personally would do if I'm looking for an impulse entry is take the delayed version. So wait for the 1 minute, close above, followed by a candle, at least a pullback on the 1 minute, closing some bearish candles back above that resistance as it breaks for the second time within the same M30 candle. That could be a potential trade option. Otherwise, closures above, buys upon continuation would definitely make sense. That's what I prefer. Now, seeing we're making that clean move, if we just make a clean move and form support at the 15-minute level that I marked in, I would now start to trust the buys within this level, because we've once again clean move up, clean move down, clean move up, make a clean move down and form a support. Likely just to be a high low, and that could be the earliest buy option. Take it up in anticipation. It's going to retest the current daily candle high, potentially continue to the upside. That is enough on GJ. Gold. Well, potentially it could be an option right now, but I'd be avoiding it. In honesty, I would stay well away from gold. All right, so it's tapped into that 4 level yet again. And look what it's done. It's bounced off it. So these levels are so strong, guys. I cannot stress it enough. All right, so 15-minute. What I want to see now is a bit of a pause. 15-minute form of minor resistance. So a minor bearish candle, weak bearish candle. Then you could potentially look for your buys from this support as price begins to break above. That's what I'd be looking for. It should be right still though. If price begins to break its own high in the current candle, I think it's a valid entry for sure. But this video won't be uploaded in time. So where can we potentially pull back to now though to form resistance, to potentially reject, form resistance? Previous level of support we've broken out of around that 2350. Now if we do hit that level, pull back, consolidate, and start to pop above 2351 480 as per stream, that could be also your potential buy option. So that is gold. Otherwise sells from further up. Once again, look to the left, where can we potentially reject? Just trade it. It's just trade it range bound at this stage, because that's all it is. Got that level there. 23,540 is potential rejection zone. I won't do GU. So no, my main man who trades GU is done for today. So I'll go focus now on NAS. All right, so as per the stream, analysis correct. Doesn't mean there was an entry, not necessarily. Let me look. Did a 5-minute offer? Or almost, but it hasn't tapped in. 15-minute, has that given an option? 15-minute could soon potentially give an option. So what I've been waiting for NAS now is a strong closure below this bullish candle. Then look for a sell limit order back at the low of that bullish candle. So you want to see a strong closure below. You want it to close significantly below. I would say at least 7-8 pips on NAS, and then look for that pullback, creates upper wick, like so, tag you in, and begin to drop. There's an ugly candle, but you guys get the picture. That's what I'll be looking at just right now on NAS, as far as a potential option just now. Aside from that, if we begin to consolidate around this level, form another support, create that lower low now. We start to pop low again, create that lower low, clean trap to left, likely going to come down further. That would be my further sell option, potentially upon continuation below the current daily candles low. Now, as for the buys, at this stage, see, we've not yet retested that zone, so I would rather ignore and not get involved in this push now, but just makes it just to see how price reacts to this zone, because you could potentially sell it below it if it rejects. At this stage, I'd rather buy it either lower down or as it breaks the current daily candles high, pops above that level. That would be my options for on NAS for potential buys. But similar to gold, as hard as it is to avoid, if you have been waiting to trade all day, if you're in MI, I don't think today's the best day to be trading with FOMC as well as CPI. It's a double whammy. Be very careful. So buys from lower down, sells upon continuation below low, potentially. And that is what I'd be looking at on NAS. Also, if it pulls back and rejects the current daily candle side of resistance at that level, could also look for sales at that level there too. Alrighty guys, that's a longer one than I wanted to do. So once again, thank you for all the support. Do trade safe. Remember the news about don't force anything. Have a think about taking the rest of the day off. Anyway, see you tomorrow on stream, probably about 6:30, 6:40 a.m. Look forward to that. Cheers, my friends. Bye for now.